Hello, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katie Sewell, and today a preview of what's happening over on the Patreon. If you support this show for $5 a month or more, you'll find 2 bonus episodes plus a vast archive of shows you've never heard before over at patreon.com/The Bittersweet Life Podcast. Your support is absolutely vital to the continuation of this show. So if you love it, please support it. Visit patreon.com/The Bittersweet Life Podcast. There is a link in the show notes. Patreon.com/The Bittersweet Life. This is a Bittersweet Life bonus episode. Hello, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katie Sewell.
I'm Tiffany Parks.
Tiffany in Rome, Katie in Seattle. This is a bonus episode. Thank you so much for supporting the show. We're a little amped because we just had a surprising election, regardless of what side of the line you're on. And Tiffany and I have just spent the last hour and a half talking about it. However, we are not going to talk about it on this episode of the show. In some ways, I think it's too soon to talk about it. And I think people have a lot of speculation about who and why and how. And I don't know. I don't have anything to say on that at the moment. So instead, I thought we would talk about other times when we were surprised, for good or for bad. Surprised, unexpected turning points. And if we can't come up with enough of that because of everything that we did not record, then we'll see what happens from there. This is nice and raw. This is like what you get behind the curtain, really.
Yes.
Is us at our most what?
We're pretty raw right now, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. So I was trying to think of what's another time when I have been surprised by something. And one time, this is a story from way back in the day, back when Derek and I were first dating, very early on. And it was my birthday. And I was a single woman, I was going out with Derek from time to time, but, single. Prior to meeting Derek, and not because of him by any means, but I had been in a relationship for 7 years, and it was a great relationship, and I did not end that relationship because of meeting Derek by any means, but, here I am kind of newly single, getting used to, the idea of being on my own. And so for my birthday, I think Derek and I had decided that maybe we would go out for dinner on my birthday, but me being, me, I was like, I'm going to make a production of my birthday this year, I'm going to splurge. I'm going to take myself out to a really nice spa downtown, and I'm going to get a massage, and not the kind of massages I usually get for having scoliosis, which I do, by the way. That's something else you find out behind the curtain. But where it's therapeutic, it's kind of relaxing, but it's also somebody digging into you pretty hard. Sometimes it's actually pretty painful. I was like, I'm going to go to one of those massages where they're putting essential oils around and, they're rubbing me with oil and, they're just trying to make me feel tingly and good rather than trying to solve a problem. And, and so I found some place downtown, some guy downtown. It was not the greatest massage of my life, I have to say. It was so much oil, Tiffany. I don't know. I felt like I was greased up for the barbecue by the time this guy was done. Oil in my hair, and in the back of my head the whole time I'm like, I'm going out for dinner after this. I wasn't even planning on going home. I was just going to stay downtown until Derek and I were going to meet up later. But that's beside the point. So I finished this massage. He hands me a bathrobe, and they have kind of a spa type room that you can go sit in for a while that I can't remember if it had steam or what, but it was supposed to be somewhere where you could go and relax and have a cup of tea before you head out back into the world after your beautiful, relaxing, grease-filled massage. So I'm in the robe and I've got my tea and I'm heading into that room with this guy. He opens the door to the room, and sitting in the room is Derek. with a giant bouquet of roses. And, it startled me a lot to see him there. Like, I was truly not expecting to see him there. And I think it startled the guy, the masseuse, too, because I remember so vividly him looking over at me with a look of alarm and him saying, "Oh my gosh, is this okay?" What if he had let in like some stalker psychopath or something? Like, he looked at me like, "Holy crap.
Did I make a mistake?"
Yeah, I might have just made a terrible mistake. And I laughed and I said, "No, it's okay. I just was not expecting to see him in here at all." Especially because it's like in one of those spa, like you're in a bathrobe, you're taking yourself out. The last thing you expect is like this new guy you're dating to be there,
Yes. You were probably also a little bit out of it.
Yeah.
I know after I have a massage, I'm a little out of it. I'm a little like woozy.
Yeah, I've heard that music that just like tinkles in the background for like the last few hours. Like my brain is on sleep mode. But yeah, I mean, it was funny because it wasn't a bad surprise. It ended up being kind of fun that we had this funny conversation, and that he really truly did shock me for my birthday. But I will never forget that moment where the guy's like, "Oh my gosh, is it okay that I let him in here?" Because, you could equally see the circumstance where that would have been a terrible thing. I wonder what that guy did later on. Like, did he ever let something like that happen again? How did Derek get in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's really it's true. You don't think about it, but it wasn't a smart thing for him to do because it could have been some rando, a stalker or just somebody who you didn't actually know, or like he wasn't your boyfriend, or maybe he was your ex, or who knows?
Who knows? I do remember that Derek did pay for my massage, so even though I'd been saving all this money to get this done, like that was his big move. Like that was one of his
And did it work?
Early plays.
I guess it did. I mean, I guess it did. You got married.
I mean, if it was just that thing, like if that was the only thing he ever did and he wasn't also a very interesting human being, then probably no, it probably wouldn't have worked. But yes, he is, he's still in my life.
Well, actually, now that you said that, I do remember one time when I was really, really surprised. It was a surprise engagement party that Claudia knew about. Claudia was in on.
Patreon.com/thebittersweetlife. We are grateful for you. We are so thankful for you, whether you support us or not. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.